Pablo the Penguin. Like I'm calling me on Lens, Penguin on Lens.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's going to be a fairly quick talk about how you can leverage achievements on your protocol, Onchain. Super cool. At least I find it really cool because we have to do a lot of our side, and users love it. So the official title is Achievements for On-Chain User Activity, and that's basically what that means. You get NFTs for your activity. Quick intro on me. I'm Pablo, the Penguin, and I'm one of the core members at QiDAO protocol. We're a CDP-based stablecoin, CDP being collateralized debt position. You might have heard of us. We're live on Metis, about 3 million TVL, and there we're very multi-chain. People can transfer around Vine, which is a stablecoin, between, I think, about 19 different chains. And a lot of this has been built from the ground up of pretty unique code. And we offer a lot of different opportunities for borrowing, from like Stakematic to Metis, OP, ETH, a lot of learn strategies, a lot of cool things. And something that we recently come up to has been an issue of tracking user activity. So that's an issue where we track user activity to give users airdrops, NFTs, and things, but we tend to do it very manually. So we go run a script and we go Etherscan and basically collect the list, send it to Galaxy or send it to whoever, and that can take a few hours, especially when you change. Like we launch a new vault, we want to track farming, we want to do this, we want to do that. There's a lot of steps, especially on the coding side, to generate the scripts, making sure they're valid and everything. So it can be very strenuous for our developers to do on a weekly cadence. And so something that we looked at least was achievements. Let's make them happen. Let's add them on-chain. And it's really cool because it basically makes the users very excited to be using your platform. They want to get the NFTs. They want to get a cool achievement saying, hey, I did this. And you've seen it everywhere. App development started quickly. People built apps, downloaded it, and they were happy. But over time, users evolved to be more cognizant of how is this experience? How am I onboarded? How do I learn about clicking on your app? Which is really annoying for a lot of users. So Duolingo is a great example of that, where you have achievements for a lot of the different activities. You have achievements for ongoing activities where you do something via week and you get this consistent number that keeps going up. Streaks is another example in Snapchat. And there's a variety of different examples for why you should do this. So now let's get on to how you can do this. QiDAO, as I mentioned, you do lending. And you can basically deposit collateral, borrow a token, and interact with the protocol in that regard, where you can farm, use the collateral, and use the stablecoin to be mint, and play around in DeFi. And here's what we do with our website. We recently integrated this, where you effectively have a little achievements header where you do an activity, and it will either say eligible, claimed, or Open Galaxy in our case, as we paired this up with a more long-form interaction model where users claim an NFT here and then they go to Galaxy and claim like a global NFT that Galaxy provides. And the cool thing is that you never leave our application. You just, for at least get our NFT, which is this cute little card, you get it immediately, which is this guy right here. And here on a quick view, how this looks like on the user side is like this, where I open a vault, do my thing, and you get this cute little NFT for borrowing at least 200 mine. We launched about 2 weeks ago, already have about 200 users, and it's a reasonable way to get users to be activated. So now you're not just creating a vault, because some users really like the vault numbers, so some users are camping to wait to get like number 69, for example, or number 42, or sub 10. And it's a full game for them. But now we added NFTs for their activity, and they also do that. And they try to get the earlier ones or specific numbers. And it's been a great activity for them. Now they don't have to go to our Discord and say, did you run the checkpoint and send us the NFT? Now they just do it themselves. And here, that's the process. So I claimed, and now suddenly it says Open Galaxy, and you can go to that company and claim even more NFTs. Here is the start. So this is the first NFT of Winnie that we've watched, and it's built around a single NFT that has multiple kinds. So now suddenly you can have a collection of all the different achievements that you can do within QiDAO, and it has a lot of different customizations. So if we click on this guy, you can see there's different attributes we've added. And these attributes can be, in this case, this is a polynomial one, so it's applying a Legends campaign. And we are on a specific network, and the type of collateral is systematic. The cool thing is we can launch this on Metis and have Metis Legends, or something else, and effectively get the users to play within the protocol. And from an ROI perspective, we make about $1 per person that claims this NFT based on our repayment fee, which is 0.5%. So meaning that if somebody borrowed 200 Mai, at some point they're going to repay. That's about $1 that we make in the collateral. So if you're a protocol trying to build something cool that doesn't require farming, this is something that you can build. And to show you how easy it is to build, I actually created a repo that you can use yourself and deploy, free to use, open source. And I'll just go through it really quickly so you guys can kind of get a clear idea of how easy it is to make this. So effectively, you add a modifier on the minting function to do whatever you want to do. In our case, we're doing validation of the message sender. So most of you hopefully are familiar with Solidity. If not, take some pictures, I'll show them like on the presentation. And the general idea is you are now tracking something that the user has. So you're sending that message sender. And now you send that over to validation and you can check a balance. Now within your NFT, you can write whatever you want. You can check the balance of, I don't know, a staked LP token or regular ERC20, pretty much anything, and then give them the NFT. And a cool trick I did here was encoding with signature, which effectively makes it easy for you to call functions within your contracts. So if you're a builder, you don't have to figure out interfaces or anything. You just write the function name, the information that you're sending to, and then on the right side, you write the values that you're sending to. So this is really easy, very hard to game, depending on what you're doing. For us, we're checking, for example, the vault IDs, so somebody can just trade around the vault and say, oh, they got another ASCII. But those are some caveats that you should keep in mind when you're deploying something like this. And all I know, super easy and fun. Like for users, NFTs are a huge thing. DeFi, most of them, not so much. So try and bridge the gap between that and letting them get these seemingly, well, they're valueless NFTs. But I don't know if you noticed in the OpenSea collection, there's already 3 that people are trying to sell for a few Matic and a few ETH. So there could be a market in the future for those. We're also looking for ways to add this into governance. So now and become a user with a lot of activity, you can potentially say this user might have better say into what the protocol should be doing because they went through a year's worth of NFTs that you worked on. But mainly you want to make this easy to use for your developers that you integrated in, like the single smart contract, et cetera, et cetera. And suddenly you have a great, more evolved user experience. So now in conclusion, NFTs can be a dopamine plus experience for users. They end up spending a little bit of gas, but mostly it's all fun and games. And they learn to use your protocol, which is a huge, important piece. You can reward them with tokens, you can reward them with this, you can do that. But if you have a consistent way you work, they click a button and they get this reward, they'll now be way happier. So here's our Twitters for QiDAO. For me, it's Pablo, some of our other team members. The socials on Linktree is up here on our website if you're keen to see that. And last but not least, we got the GitHub repo for this code, so you can actually copy this, fork it, do whatever you want. Build a hard hat, set up all the deployments, the account aspect, so you can clearly see what's going on. And if you want access to this presentation, the left one. And that concludes the brief NFT Achievements presentation. So.